55 degrees. It says sun and clouds just about 7 a.m. May 14th, where we're getting a half gibbous moon tonight. T-Rex out the door, weather and more. Interesting. Altocumulus clouds associated with a warm front. One of two warm fronts that are gonna go by New England today. So even though it's a pretty nice Tuesday, it's not a completely dry Tuesday. And let's see, off to the north this morning, there was some raindrops on the radar there, just about 6 a.m. And someone, Sherry, got a rainbow. I think in eastern Massachusetts, there were a few sprinkles. Look off to the south, clouds are thinner. The satellite imagery shows clouds off to the west and to the north, and then way off to the south with a wedge of clear sky coming at New England from New York. So not all of us are going to have a totally sunny day, but most of us should have a very warm day. In fact, probably the warmest so far this season. Last Monday, May 6th, in Boston, it was 77 degrees. That was the warmest day so far. I talked about the thicknesses and all that. Today, the thickness is about 558, 560, and that means you can add 20 to get yourself to about 78 or 80 degrees this afternoon. You guys, you didn't close the door. I got it. Wind is from the west is best. Here's these 3 to 5 day from weather.us for my town I choose to represent all of New England. I know that's a stretch. Sterling, Massachusetts. And there's the temperature near 75. Kind of overestimated the temperatures yesterday. We made it into the lower 70s. Here's sirens. Always hear something. Jet planes not going over our house this morning with the flow at most levels of the atmosphere now from the south and southwest. And if you can get a pure west wind in Boston, I would almost guarantee the 80s. But the southwest wind, sometimes it actually carries a little of the cooler air from south of Rhode Island, Narragansett Bay, in from the southwest. So the closer you are to the water, especially in springtime, well, in summertime, anytime really, the cooler you're going to be. The water temperature, though, this week did crack 50 degrees. That's nice, especially if you're into surfing and you want to wear lighter layers surfing. And it looks like a good week for surf. This morning, Rick Barber from Agunquit shows this. There's a swell out there. And it's going to get bigger this week. I'll show you why in a second. First, I got to fasten Steve to a post. And I've treated my garden for rabbits twice. And rainfall that was so prodigious yesterday on the guidance output, of course, is less prodigious today. That's how it's been working. On Mondays, we've looked at the guidance. It says, wow, it's going to be a really wet second half of the week. And then Tuesday, it starts backing off. But let's take it one day at a time today. There's a front to the north, a cold front, actually dual cold fronts there to the north. There's this afternoon's map, and another warm front forming right over us. And along these two boundaries, especially from northern Vermont to central Maine, there are showers and scattered thunderstorms. Here's the timing on the HRR. And you see they're not very widespread, but there are a couple of downpours in there. And then it kind of clears out. There are those thickness numbers I was talking about, 558, 564. 564 would represent more like 85. Tomorrow is still probably going to be warm in southern New England, but here comes some rain up at southern New England tomorrow late in the day and into tomorrow night. So it's systems to the north and systems to the south. This morning there's a tornado watch in the Florida Panhandle. A lot of precipitation. Look at this. My brand new camera. Did you see that? I don't believe it. Well, it's not a brand new case, but it's brand new software, brand new camera, parts, and it still has the same glitch. I've spent more than 6 hours at the Apple Store. Just unbelievable. That just deflates me so much. Get back in the game, Tim. This is live television. You have to stay focused. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Fronts coming at us from the north, fronts coming at us from the south. Oh, yes, heavy flooding rains in the southeastern United States. This is just terrible. I am so busy this week. I can't even fix this week. Waves, Tim, waves. Everything comes in waves. Behind every trough, there's a ridge. It's gonna get better. Zen. Sirens. Let's just go right to the euro. This system coming out of the southeastern United States is going to weaken, but it's also going to slow down. Yeah, of course. Why don't you add to it, T-Rex? And that means an onshore flow here with rain developing, especially in southern New England, tomorrow into Thursday. Again, it looks like Thursday could be the wettest day. That didn't really work out for us last week, but we're going for it again this week. Weather has rhythms. And then that storm kind of eases, doesn't go away. It settles off to the south and kind of swirls around down there. So that, you know what that's going to do? Generate surf for us, and probably send a cloud in from off the ocean, and keep us cool in southern New England, even though it's not really a cold air mass. Now, there's another cold air front trying to come at us from the north again on Friday. And so some more showers possible north Friday. And Saturday, we may be stuck with a low-level cloud here, but certainly looks less wet than it did yesterday. That was part of my guess, which would happen. And on Sunday, we're trying to get back into the warmer air. And Monday looks kind of nice, almost turning summery. And then Tuesday, yesterday, we showed a powerful storm north and some subtropical off the southeastern United States. And each of those looks less impressive, so we could be left in almost pre-summer pattern here after we shake those onshore winds on Thursday and Friday. Wednesday night, Thursday, into Friday and Saturday. So, kind of a mixed forecast, and I am lost my focus, and I got a strategic planning meeting for 6 hours today, and then tomorrow, got a surprise for you coming up where we're going to be going live from, if my camera survives, starting tomorrow night and into the weekend. So, enjoy your Tuesday, mixed everything. Yesterday we watched the buoys go in, so I get a little time lapse of the moorings. Buoys, moorings, what do you call those things? Anyhow, those balls tied to chains that you tie your boat to. And Leif's boat now is a great indicator of the movement of the tide and the winds. Oh yes, and there was a big patch of smoke that came through here yesterday afternoon, and we didn't know what it was. And then Michael Page enlightened us. Michael Page, I don't know how you knew, but there was a prescribed burn at Miles Standish State Forest yesterday. And a little further digging found the smoke plume there from somebody. I think that's an Instagram post. Thank you for posting that. You get a funny name, I don't remember it. And the Celtics wave. The Celtics rode a nice wave last night. Up and down in the game, but it ended up that they were on the top side of the wave at the end. So, over and out for now. Talk to you tomorrow. Gorgeous outside, 11 o'clock Monday, May 13th. You get subsidence over the ocean, that's sinking air, which means blue sky. And then you get a bit of a sea breeze front developing with a wind from the east meeting a stagnant wind or a wind from the west. And you can see all the mooring balls going in. You can hear the machine right now. And there they are, doing the spring chores, West Augusta crew. Fascinating sky with this cumulus. So there's our wind from the east right now. There's a cat. Steve, what do you say we make a time lapse of the mooring balls going in and the cumulus, which probably dissipate this afternoon as the wind comes around more from the west. Probably. I'm thinking, what a sky, what a day. Meantime, right after the time lapse, I get to go to the Apple store. Woohoo! Quarter 12, 26 minutes later. Guys are moving. Clouds look like they're settling down a little bit. Time to go to the Apple store. Ain't going to the Apple store. I'd rather stay around here. Watch you guys play with T-Rex. Do some gardening. But no, gotta go. Testing, testing, testing. Guess where we are? Are there any glitches on my iPhone? Does anyone see any glitches? Testing, testing, testing. Sun and clouds, cumulus clouds. The wind is probably shifting and coming in from the west. So far, no glitches. 32, 33. We might be resolved. Testing, testing, testing. Just wrapping things up here. Another Seinfeld. 10-15 minutes. Can you tell which way the ocean is? I'll give you a hint. Sinking air and blue sky. And then your rising air and your cumulus clouds. Ocean is behind me now. Land is in front of me. And for the third time in 3 weeks, we're leaving the Apple Store. Perhaps the video glitches are fixed and my iMovie is fixed and we've got everything fixed. May 3rd, May 10th, May 13th, and counting. I don't see any glitches so far today. Woohoo! All right, it's past 4 o'clock. The wind is from the southeast, and suddenly there is a layer of smoke. You can feel it, see it, smell it. All right, maybe I can't feel it, but it is eerie. There's Boston. 10 miles away, can barely see Boston. How is smoke coming in at low levels from the southeast? Weird. Less than an hour later, I can still see that layer of smoke out there to the east. Feels like the wind may be shifting, and the air over Boston has cleaned up dramatically. And you can see the Leif sailboat is kind of pointed toward the south. So whatever that layer is, it's moved off to the north and east, I guess, from more of a westerly wind. Further research is necessary. And not only smoke in the air, also the pollen, of course. This is the oak pollen, which some people it's the worst. Looks like maybe it's kind of done. And also state of the poison ivy. We haven't been here in a while, but it's a great place to get the state of the oak pollen, the pine pollen, and the poison ivy. You want to go out this door, T-Rex? Yeah, we're at the dog park. Since his injury, I haven't really brought him here. But it's time to get back in the game. All right, that's all poison ivy, so we'll go the other way if you don't mind. Tell me they're not going to let that sumac take over. Come on. DCR is getting a little behind. Oh, man. That's kind of sad. Oak. Altocumulus. Blue sky. Where's the moon? Right up there. T-Rex. This is the worst right here. That's still got a way to go. This pine pollen. So last week we were down there looking up at here. And now we're up at here looking down at there. And this is a warm front. Altocumulus with a warm front. And now quite a blue sky. So that plume of smoke has come and gone. Oh, you can still see it a little right there though. Interesting. That almost looks like a shower. So there is rain crossing northern New England tonight. So not everybody's Tuesday is glorious. Wow, sunset in the Celtics game. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. Sun's blinking at us. Just can't stop, won't stop. And now, what is it?